Well, let's see. I brought the next book, and I brought a book that, somebody wants me to read in the voice of a dog. Is there a dog back there?
He's right here in front.
See, I heard there is a piece in the voice of a dog. All right, where is the dog? Okay. Okay, I'll read in the voice of a dog for a minute. All right. I'm not going to sound like a dog, but this is a dog. It's called Almost Soup. Almost Soup. A dog's eye view of history includes certain details that human people might rather skip. I have no illusions. Humans are capable of anything. For instance, you could end up puppy soup if you were born a pure white dog on the reservation, unless you're one who is extra clever like me. I survived into my old age through dog magic. That's right. You see me, you see the result of dog wit, dog skill, medicine ways I learned from my elders and want to pass on now to my relatives, wherever that dog is. You listen up, Anamushug. You're only going to get this knowledge from the real dog's mouth once. There's a little coyote in me, just a touch here in my paws, bigger than a dog's paws. My jaw, too, strong to snap rabbit bones. Prairie dog bones as well. That's right, prairie. I don't mind saying to you that I am not a full-blood Ojibwe reservation dog. No, I'm part Dakota, born out in Buon-Aking, transported here just after I opened my eyes, and I still remember all that sky, all that pure space, all that blowing dirt of land where I got my name, which has since become legendary. Here's how it happened. I was underneath the house one hot, slow day, panting in the dirt. I was a young thing, just chubby too, and like I said, white all over, and that worried my mother. Every morning she scratched dirt on me, threw me in the mud, rolled me in the garbage to disguise my purity. Her words to me were this: "My son, you won't survive if you lick your paws. Don't be respectable. Us Indian dogs have to look as unappetizing as we can. Slink a little, won't you? Stick your ears out. Grow ticks, fleas. Bite your fur here and there. Strive for a disreputable appearance, my boy. Above all, don't be clean. Like I say, born pure white, you usually don't stand a chance. But me, I took my mama's advice. After all, I was the son of a blend of dogs stretching back to the beginning of time on this continent. We sprang up here. We had no need to cross on any land bridge. We know who we are. Us, we are descended of original dog. I think about her lots, about my ancestor from way back, the dog named Sorrow, who drank a human's milk. I think about her because I know it was that first dog's hand-me-down wit that saved my life that time they were boiling up the sacred soup. I hear these words. "Get under the house, Melvin. Fetch that white puppy now." Bam! My mama throws me in the furthest house corner and sits down on me. I cover up with her, but once Melvin is in play distance, I can't help it. I've got that curious streak of all the Indian dogs. I peek right around my mother's tail and whoops, he's got me. He drags me out and gives me to a grandma who stuffs me in a gunny sack and slings me down beside the fire. I fight that bag for a while, but it's warm and cozy, and I go to sleep. I don't think much of it, just another human habit I'll get used to, this stuffing dogs in sacks. Then I hear them talking. "Sharpen up the knife," Grandma's voice. "That's a nice fat white puppy," somebody else. "You'll make a good soup for the ceremony, but do you think enough to go around? Shall we kill another one?" Then, right above me, they start arguing about whether or not I'd feed 20. Me, just a little chunk of a guy. "Goween, no," I bark. No. I'm not enough for even 5 of you strong warrior sons. Anyway, no, I'm sour meat. I don't want to be eaten. And in response, I get this tap from the grandma's shoe. Just a tap. But all us dogs know feet language. Be quiet or you'll get a solid one, it means. So I shut up. And once I stop barking, all I can do is think, and I think fast. I think furious. I think desperate puppy thoughts until I know what I'll do the minute they let me out. A puppy has just one weapon, and there's only one word for it but puppiness. Stuck in that bag, I muster all my puppiness. I call my tail wags and love licks up from deep way back. From the dogs going back to dogs, unto the beginning of our association with these predictable and exasperating beings called humans. I hear them stroking steel on steel. I hear them tapping the boiling water pot. I hear them deciding I'll be enough, just barely. Then, daylight. The bag loosens and the grandma draws me forth, and just quick because I'm smart, desperate, and connected with my ancestors, I look for the nearest girl child. In the bunch around me, I spot her. I pick her out. She's sitting with a cousin playing and not noting me at all. I give a friendly little whine. A yap. And then, as the grandma hauls me toward the table, a sharp, loud bark of fear that starts out of me. I can't help it. But good thing, because the girl hears it and responds. Grandma, she says, what you going to do with that puppy? Mumbles Grandma. Gabosh, 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 mumbles Grandma. The way they do when they're trying to hide their actions. What? That gets up her little girl curiosity, a trait us dogs and children share in equal parts. What makes us love each other so? Don't you know, you dummy, shouts the boy cousin in boy knowledge. Grandma's going to boil it up into soup. Hey, my girl says, shy and laughing. Grandma wouldn't do that. And she holds out her hands for me, which is when I use my age-old original dog puppiness. I throw puppy love at her in loopy yo-yos, puppy drool, joy, and big pod, puppy clabber, ear perks, eye contact. Most of all, the potent weapon of all puppies, the head cock and puppy grin. Gimme him, gimme. No, says Grandma, holding me tight and pursing her lips in that terrible way of grandmas when they cannot be swayed. But she's dealing with her own descendant in its purest form, pure puppy-loving girl. Grandma, 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 she shrieks. Hey, give me the puppy, give me the puppy, give me the puppy. Now it's time for me to wiggle all over and give the high quotient adorability that all puppies know. This is life or death. I do it double time, triple time, full of puppy determination, desperate to live. Ooh, says another grandma, sharp-eyed, quick, throw him in the pot. No, says yet another, she wants that puppy bad, her. Give her that little dog, says a grandpa. Now his grandpa heart swelling up. She wants that dog. So give her that little dog. That is pretty much how it goes all the time now these days. I have even heard grandmas have softened their hearts for us, and we Indian dogs are safe as anywhere on earth, which isn't saying much. Now my girl's doll-playing fingers are brushing my fur. She's jumping for me, spinning like a sweet maple seed, straining up toward Grandma, who at this point can't hold on to me without looking almost supernaturally mean. And so it is, I feel those ancient dog-cooking fingers give me up before her disappointed voice does. Here. And just like that, I'm in the most heavenly of places. Soft, strong girl arms. I'm carried off to be played with and petted, fed scraps, dragged around in a baby carriage made of an old shoebox, dressed in the clothing of tiny brothers and sisters. Oh, yes, I'll do anything. Anything. This is when my naming happens. As we go off, I hear that grandpa calling behind us in amusement, asking the name of that puppy, me. And my girl calls back without hesitation, the name I will bear from then on into my age, the name that has given so many of our breedless breed hope, the name that I will live on in dogness down through the generations. You've heard it, You know it. Almost soup.